I don't want this. I didn't ask for this life. And that's the thing. If we're going to talk about it, talk about it. This
Yeah.
whole diagnosis is absolutely traumatic. And I get a lot of parents go, that's the thing that scares me. I just can't bring myself to think about what would happen if I'm not here. You better bring yourself to think about it. He is depending on that you can pass the baton. You don't wait till you die. Have that conversation now. And if you're in it every day, you better believe the enemy will come to you with those dark thoughts. And so this one particular morning, she put him in the truck. He is a man now. She drives. She goes to their location. She gets him out of the truck. She gets out of the truck. At this time, she has a gun. That's what I call the breaking. That's where God is breaking us. That's where he's breaking us. I know I can finish this race. Mental illness and me tapping out is no longer on my mind because for years it was. It is well with my soul now. I don't mind talking about it. I can now talk about it without crying as much. That's when you know you're being healed.
What you're about to see is life-changing and heartbreaking at the same time. Moms lost their lives because they didn't know what we're about to share with you. If you are a mom with a child who's stimming, eloping, sleepless nights, rigidity, wearing diapers, and you've ever thought, what's going to happen in the future to my child? This interview is a must for you. We are talking about what caused autism symptoms for both of our children. We are talking about the ultimate disaster that can happen if we don't take this seriously. It's such an honor because it also shows me where my son and I would have been if I hadn't understood what I know now about turning symptoms around. Let's dive into the most important interview that I probably ever made about autism, turning symptoms around, and what to do if you have a child that's a teenager and an adult who are still struggling with the most severe symptoms of autism. Welcome to the Barefoot Autism Warriors podcast. I'm Ninka-Bernadette Mauritson, and my son lost all the symptoms that gave him the diagnosis in 2004. Stimming, sleepless nights, eloping, tantrums, rigidity, aggression, sensory issues, echolalia, and is now living independently without those symptoms. As a journalist and an ex-New Age autism mom saved by Jesus in 2020, I'm navigating all this, and I'm all about stopping moms just like yourself running on that hamster wheel of ineffective therapies, protocols, practitioners, deception and distractions in the mainstream and holistic world. If less symptoms, more independence, more speech, peace, God and joy is your plan, you're in the right place. I saw you on Instagram. You said the words that I think every mom with a child that's got autism have said. I'm tired. Wandering the streets, carrying diapers, and you said, there comes a time where we cannot do this anymore on our own, so be prepared. And you have to speak to this trailblazer.
Thank you so much for that. First of all, congratulations on your podcast, 6 years. It's incredible. And you are talking about subjects that a lot of people won't even touch. Thank you so much, Ninka. Yeah, so the tired is real. 20 years in, and Thomas is our only son. When I found out I was pregnant, I was elated. And then I found out it was a boy, and we were elated. Everything was going as planned. Everything was moving along. We had eye contact. We had imitation. Thomas responded to his name. He was doing very, very well. And then it's time for his shots.
Yeah.
And this is my experience because I know a lot of moms are saying, oh, Shannon, no, it's genetic. And I respect all of that. But for my experience, as soon as Thomas received those vaccines, everything stopped. He stopped responding to his name. There was no more eye contact. There was inappropriate play, such as pouring out baby powder and rubbing it on the floor and just stimming all day and just running mad in the house and no sleep. Then the aggression started, the frustration. So we began to get attacked and bitten and driving the car attacked. And it would go from 0 to 100. The potty training, and then we had the poop smearing. And then we had to call the ambulance one time because it was absolutely crazy at our house. And the paramedics came in, and then you had to explain what was going on. I remember it like yesterday. And at that time, our marriage was, he was in one room, I was in the other room. We were trying to survive. And we didn't know what we were dealing with. And Thomas's dad is much older than me, and this is his first child. So he just didn't have it in him either. He immediately went into, let me start networking, let me start talking to our elected officials, let me figure out what's going on. So he was in that zone of what can I do? I was in the zone of faith. Yeah, forever. We had two energies going on, and it was a tag team marriage. And that one particular night, Thomas was on a medication that made him go mad. And he began to charge us, bite us, attack us, pull hair, bang his head on the floor, screaming, yelling. And I remember I called my mom. I said, this is not natural for me to be afraid of my son. This is not natural for me to be flinching and dodging. This is not natural for me to be internally resenting what God has given me. What did you give me? And I can't do this. And I don't want to do this. And how do I get out of this? Those are real internal conversations that are absolutely heartbreaking. And that's what I call the breaking. That's where God is breaking us. That's where he's breaking us. That's where we're now challenging our faith. That's where we're now saying, where are you? I'm about to lose my marriage. I have this boy that you gave me that has caused a lot of trauma. And I'm watching this individual hurt and suffer. So my faith was being tested. And I was also in college trying to finish. And it was just a very real, sad, depressing, and everything was tested. Our money was tested because we were paying for ABA therapy, which was very expensive. The insurance company didn't want to do it. And at that time, it was $6,000 a month. Yes, $6,000 a month. So the money that his father was making, that took like 70% of his check. ABA therapy, he was in a room with people that rotated in and out, and he was given demands. And throughout that process, we had aggression. He would attack the therapist. And I remember one time this man came out and said, boy, he's strong. And he was sweating. And I let Thomas go through that. And that's where it's heartbreaking for parents. When we were trying to do what they said do, but it wasn't beneficial. ABA hustlers, they hustle. They know families are hurting and will pay and will do. And they just have people come in to treat them like, sometimes like animals, as if they're training a dog. Puzzles and do it again and do it again and do it again and do this again. And no. So for 8 years, he was in that environment. So you now have financial pressure. You're not sleeping. You no longer have a relationship because you both resent each other. I'm doing all the work. No, I'm doing all the work. I'm the one with Thomas all day. Well, I'm at work trying to figure out laws for Thomas. And we lost it. We were holding on in the storm of autism, and then we just slipped away. And then he served divorce papers. And I'm thinking, oh my God. At this time, I was a teacher. I had finished school and I'm divorced. And we moved out of the family home. And I'm just like, I lost my family, God. And you go through a time where you begin to get bitter instead of better. And you're seeing your friends and they're progressing and their children are thriving and talking and you're just cleaning poop and tired and alone and broke and maxed out and having mental anguish and trying to have relationships, but you can't because your child interrupts relationships. So you're now isolated. So profound autism, that was the beginning story. It was absolutely heartbreaking. So after we ran out of money, we got him out of therapy and then we enrolled him in public school. And that's where Thomas just thrived. He began to love school. He began to smile. He began to respond. And we had behavior issues at school, but it just kept getting better. And we did the OT, occupational therapy. We did speech therapy. We had apps on iPads. We did picture therapy. We did horse therapy. Everybody is saying, try this, do this. And that's what we're doing. We're all in as parents. And when you're all in as a parent, you will most likely lose yourself or your social, your friends and your family. You're going to have to be okay with losing people. You're going to have to be okay with people tapping out and saying, I'm not doing this anymore with you. This is too much. I don't want to do it. It has been, Ninka, it has been progress and then regress. We will get through and I'm thinking, whoa, we are no longer doing that. We are no longer biting your hand. We are no longer screaming all night. Wow, we are now making progress. And then with progress, you have to be okay with regrets.
Yeah.
That's the thing about this particular diagnosis. As soon as you think you got ahead of something, it will pop its ugly head up again. And that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's part of it. And it doesn't mean you're failing. It doesn't mean that you got to deal with that at the same level that you were dealing with it when it first showed its head. It's okay. Our kids will go back to some behaviors and then they'll return to good behaviors. We just got to stay the course and not quit on them.
What did you do to get more peace and sleep and less poop smearing and aggression?
Oh, dear. Lord have mercy. The way I got through that time is my mom.
Yeah.
My mom she was there, ride or die. That was her grandbaby. And when I got discouraged, she would remind me, God allowed it. We are going to figure it out. And that's what I love. When we start talking we will figure it out. We will get through this. God is with us when it's not just a singular. And so that was what my mom was doing. She was pouring faith in. She was showing up when I called screaming and in a panic. She was right there getting attacked and bitten and helping me talk to people so I could be heard. So I got through it with my mother. I got through it with my faith.
Yeah.
Because my faith was one day I was in and one day I was pissed. One day I was happy with God. Next day I was like,
Yeah. You were the Israelites in the desert.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was like, what are we doing? And why are you doing this to me
Yeah.
and our people?
Can you please, can we delegate some of these challenges?
I was like, all right, can we delegate? Like, why did you choose me for this? I don't want to do this. I don't.
How do you reconcile, and what have you reached in terms of conclusion, if any conclusion, in your conversation with God about this?
It is well with my soul now.
That's what it feels like when I'm looking at what you're sharing.
Yeah, it is well with my soul. I don't mind talking about it. I can now talk about it without crying as much. That's when you know you're being healed. That's when you know the process of being crushed and broken to his perfection.
Yeah.
I remember hearing this sermon, and we all know the sermon about the fish and the bread and the kid that had it, and how God took it, but yet he broke it. And in breaking it, then he could distribute it. And that's what he did with you. He took your life, he began to smash it and break it. And now you can be shared across the world.
Yeah.
He gave a piece of Ninka's story to America. He gave a piece of your story to your country. He gave a piece of your story, and it came through the breaking. And that's exactly how I look at it. It was years of breaking. And now it's well with my soul. Now I can talk to other parents about it. Now I'm not even afraid of it. I know I can finish this race. Mental illness and me tapping out is no longer on my mind, because for years it was.
Get me out of here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
Suicide.
Yeah.
Get me out of here. I don't want this. I didn't ask for this life, And that's the thing. If we're going to talk about it, talk about it. This
Yeah.
whole diagnosis is absolutely traumatic.
Yeah.
It's scary. And if you're in it every day, you better believe the enemy will come to you with those dark thoughts. And I refuse to be that person that will talk, that's like, oh, everything is fine. And we're not going to talk about suicide. I never got to that point. But no, I didn't get to that point.
Yeah.
I remember thinking that I knew exactly, oh my God, I'm done.
Well, we
And
know that there are mothers who take their children with them.
absolutely. I have and I will share briefly. It was a mother. She was an advocate, and she was fighting, and she was strong. And that's the thing. When we see these parents that are strong, let's not look at that as if, oh, they got it. No, they don't. They feel alone. And just because they're projecting strength, that doesn't mean that they are internally strong. They are battling and fighting and trying to keep the faith and trying to stay strong and stay committed. I know when I see it. A parent can smile all day, but I know when they are done. So this mother, thank you, Nika. She was an advocate. She was amazing. She was in her neighborhood. She was sounding the alarm. And her child kept growing. It got bigger and bigger, stronger and stronger. They're driving one day and he kicks out the windshield in her truck. That's how intense his meltdowns were. And this is a woman and she's single. The father left. There are no friends. So she would walk with him in like an isolated trail because of his attacks and because of his behavior. So they would walk. And that's the thing a lot of parents do. You walk and drive. That's it. That's the only activity. And so this one particular morning, she put him in the truck. He is a man now. She drives. She goes to their location. She gets him out of the truck. She gets out of the truck. At this time, she has a gun. She kills him and she kills herself. And we failed her. We failed her. I mean, for a mother to do that, God, I pray for her because she was done. She was done. She was afraid. She was scared of her own kid. And she knew help wasn't coming. Help ain't coming. Help is not coming. Help is not coming. What do you mean help is not coming? Help is not coming.
I think it's really, really hard to take in that we are not always promised a life that's even going to be remotely comfortable on this side of existence. The thoughts of taking over God's role when it comes to when does this end, that's the enemy trying to interfere with things.
That's right.
The institutions here are literally so sick. In the UK, I've seen examples of children being fed through a hatch, and parents are not allowed to see them. These children are abused physically because no one can love them the way that we can and tolerate the abuse. How do we prepare?
First of all, you start the conversation. You start talking. Talk about the reality. We are not immortal.
Yeah.
We will expire. And once you face that, because this is a thing, we're not running anymore. This boogeyman is chasing parents and they don't want to deal with it. La, 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 la. And we're going to have to do the work. So the first thing is, after you have that conversation, that you accept the fact that I will expire, I will pass away, then you start getting prepared. And that's what adults do.
Yeah.
That's what adults do. It doesn't mean that you are thinking of leaving. It doesn't mean that you're giving up. It means that you're being responsible.
Yeah.
There's Thomas. And so the first thing I would recommend is get a life insurance policy. Get a life insurance policy and designate a person that you trust. Also, get a special needs trust. So those are the two things I highly would recommend to parents. Don't put your hand in the sand. Make sure your child is taken care of. If you can go on a trip or if you can get your nails done and you stop it. That's the priority. You're walking around without a will. Are you kidding me? Especially when you know how the country handles these cases. So get a will, get life insurance policy. I also would recommend to contact your local representative.
Okay.
Okay. So your city councilman in Texas, we have councilmen for each neighborhood. And I've introduced Thomas to them. So those are ways you can get prepared. But the will and the life insurance policy, those are big things for me.
What happens when you die?
When I die, Thomas, if Chris is still here, Chris will continue to raise Thomas.
Yes.
My brother, he is the executor of Thomas's special need trust. Thomas's dad has put a trust in place. I don't know what that looks like. So I am being very proactive on my part as far as my will. So my will has designated Chris as the person that will step in if something happened to me, and my brother Galen to make sure that everything is managed. I've also set up Thomas's state support.
Okay.
What does that look like? So I have his team, and I talk about that on my other content a lot, is build your team. Build your team. Thomas has a team. So it's not just his mother, but I have other people in place to help him. I have his guardianship attorney. I have his caseworker. I called a meeting with the caseworker and her supervisors to make sure we're on the same page. So parents got to be very proactive. And this is just emails. This is just saying I would like to meet with you guys because I want to make sure everything is in place if something should happen to me. And that's all it is. It's just calling a meeting with the people that you trust. That's the first step. And then in that meeting, you let them know, I have a will, I have life insurance, I have a house for him, I have all of this in his trust. Let people know what you have. You don't wait till you die. Have that conversation now, as uncomfortable as it is, but don't be afraid of it.
No,
Because what
exactly.
it's going to do is it's going to make everybody around you feel good. Like, oh, if something happened to Shannon, Thomas is a rich kid, meaning he has what he needs because mom left money for him. Mom left a house for him to live in. Mom left a plan for him.
Yeah.
So as parents, we have to do that. And I get a lot of parents go, that's the thing that scares me. I just can't bring myself to think about what would happen if I'm not here. You better bring yourself to think about it. He is depending on that you can pass the baton. But if you don't have your paperwork, even the paperwork, Ninka,
Yeah.
I'm shocked that some parents don't even have just their child's schedule on a refrigerator. Just when he wakes up, he takes this, he takes that, turn on his TV, just a schedule.
Yeah.
Ready. As parents, we got to stay ready.
Yeah.
Just think, because if you were walking right down to the store and God forbid something happened to you, if someone came in your house and said, okay, wait a minute. Oh God, where's his medicine? Where's his car keys? Your mom right now, everything is fine, but we're stepping in. If someone had to come to your house and step in, could they effectively continue for a day? Or would they be in your house digging and going crazy and opening drawers and trying to figure out? That's not fair. So we as parents have to stay ready. So we should have a routine. We should have an emergency contact printed and ready and already emailed out to friends and family. And I have that. I have his social security. I have his bank information. I have a Word document with everything on it. And my friends have it and my family have it. And it is an emergency document because I had to have a hysterectomy when COVID happened and everything stopped. But because I had things in place, I was able to stay in the hospital while people were at my home doing shifts.
So you rehearsed this basically.
Yeah. And I realized that was a scary moment. And I was thankful that I was ready. And my background is teaching. So if I had to miss school, I had to have something ready for the substitute.
When you say you're tired now and that you need to bring somebody on board, what does that look like? How have you set that in motion so that you are no longer having to just wear yourself out prematurely?
Yeah. So Thomas's teachers, as soon as I find that Thomas has a relationship with somebody, I I will just go to them because they have this connection with my son. I recognize it. I know it's real. And then I let them know. Would you be interested in watching Thomas while I step away?
Good.
And that's how I started getting sitters. I was starting at Thomas's school. And then those teachers that love him, they're like, absolutely, I'll come to the house.
Yeah.
And so that's how I began to have a list of babysitters.
Wow.
It was Thomas's therapists, Thomas's teachers. And that's how I began to tap out. And now I'm 47, Ninka. Because I've been doing this 20 years, I only have maybe 4 hours
Yeah.
and I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am not that mom that can go, go, go. I can't do that anymore. So that's when people come in. That's when people like, okay, Shannon, I'll be there, for instance, from 12 to 5.
The diapers and everything, they can help him with that.
And they can help with that. And they're not turned off because he's 20. And yeah, if he has to go, yeah, you got to clean him up. I'm very grateful for that because it takes a special person to do that kind of work.
Another thing that I've seen you do is to go and prepare people. So, for example, you want to go to restaurants. So, could you share how you educate people about your situation so that you don't have to isolate, and how you overcame the embarrassment? Because I ended up isolating back then before the turnaround.
You know what? That's a great question, Ninka, and I'm with you. Yeah, you're going to be embarrassed. Our kids could care freaking less. When they're ready to go, they're ready to go. When they're scared, they're scared. And the person that gets hit is mostly the mamas. The one that is there, they're nurtured, their safety, right? And yet we're the ones getting attacked. It's embarrassing to get slapped. That's like, don't slap, don't hit me, don't grab my hair, don't bite me, don't yell, don't cause a scene and attention. And then people start looking and then videotaping or just walking by like, you need to whoop his behind. What is wrong with you? So I had to get past that quickly. And I did. I got to the point I didn't care. I would look at someone and I would match that energy. I got tired of that real fast. I got tired of the looks, the stares, the judgment. And I learned really quick that once I looked at them, it was over.
Yeah.
I would be very bold about it. I would say, hi, we have autism. That's what's going on right now. That's what's going on right now. They would immediately know that I'm not in the mood right now for your judgment. I got a meltdown I got to deal with.
You would also go
Especially-
into shops and restaurants saying, waiting is not an option.
Yeah, and that's the thing, Ninka. We have the power. I don't understand these timid parents. In order to do this journey, you're going to have to leave that being timid and just hate. No, closed mouths don't get fed. They don't. They don't. So you're going to have to turn up for your kid. And you're going to have to set the standard. And you're going to have to set the expectation. And you're going to have to educate the public about your child. If I'm teaching Thomas how to move outside of our house, then you better learn how to handle my son too. This is a shared, our community.
Yeah.
This is shared.
Yeah.
I refuse to keep him whole. And so I would educate managers. I would go to the source. I'm Shannon. This is my son, Thomas. And is there any way that we could order our food? And because I want to teach Thomas to come out, because Thomas was 7 and it was a mess. He was knocking glasses over the restaurant. It was hard as hell. And the looks and the stares, but I stuck with it because this is the thing that scared me, Ninka. People would say, he's only going to get stronger and bigger.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, they speaking absolute terror. Oh my God, Shannon. And I had a mom, blonde hair, blue eyes, and our kids went to the state therapy. And she would come in with her red lipstick, her big shades because she didn't sleep, and her visor. And that's my look every day. And her son had profound autism. He was 16 at the time. And one day while we were waiting on our kids, another kid completely destroyed the waiting room. He picked up anything he could. He threw it. He attacked his mother. And I got up and I walked out to give that mother dignity.
Good.
And let me say that to the listeners. Give us dignity. When we're trying and that we are embarrassed and we don't even know what to do. And we're the parents. Do you think we like being in this vulnerable state? So when you see that, it's important. The public, we need to teach them how to respond. And I love it when someone walks over to me and say, what can I do? And then you can tell them, this is what I need. If you could just keep everybody from coming over to our table, you know,
Yes.
or if you could just give me to-go items. If y'all could box this up, I'm going to get him out of here and bring it to my car. Let them know what they can do. Give them instruction. But again, closed mouths don't get fed. Open your mouth, mom. Open your mouth, dad. And yeah, there I will walk up to a manager and say, waiting is not an option. You see him, and I will tell people that are waiting, I am sorry, guys. But yeah, I got a unique situation. People understand being isolated. We're not doing that anymore. We got to take our kids out. Like, where did that get us being isolated? Nowhere.
Yeah.
We don't have any services. We don't have any funding. And then when we do take them out, they're like, I've never seen anything like this before. Why? Because we keep our kids in.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you get your kid on the subway, get your kid on the bike, get your kid in the city. Let them see it.
Yeah.
Let them see it. Let them experience it. That
Exactly.
way, when RFK says profound autism and these people will never vote and they will never, he was right on some things, not all things, but things. And he was talking about my family.
Yeah.
And my
That's
family doesn't get
exactly. And it was my story with my son as well. Milestones, hitting the milestones, going to the well visit. He was actually a bit ill that day. So I asked, is it still okay that we go ahead with this? And the doctor said yes. And we came back, he turned blue, seizures, 911, went to the hospital, and he didn't come back. Like he was gone from that moment.
after the vaccines.
Yeah. So that was
But so you believe the vaccines?
So what I believe is that it was part of a load. I look at it this way: this is the stool of life, and we have all these nails sticking up that's irritating our children.
Yes.
And the vaccine was one. My whole life as a trauma victim, abusing my own body and eating terribly and detaching from being present in the body where the Holy Spirit needs to come in and speak, not having a relationship with God, looking to people and new age and food and men
Right.
to fill that gap. I came into autism as a broken woman, and I took my child through that brokenness because I trusted everybody. I trusted authority because I didn't trust myself.
Oh, honey.
So
I
that,
got it.
yeah, that flipped the script for me, and I tried the ABA-OT coping mechanisms. For me, it was a huge wake-up call. I realized, okay, I've got to just try to do everything that I can to remove these nails from underneath my child because he was like the exorcist without the turning head. We couldn't drive anywhere. We had to separate the family into two. He would attack his brother. We didn't, he slept for like 1 or 2 hours a night. He didn't want to eat anything, rashes all over.
Wow.
A shower. We couldn't cut his nails. So the nails would literally grow underneath the toe.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And I thought, if somebody will come in and see this, they're going to think I'm a terrible mother because I couldn't.
You can't grow them.
No, it took 8 years to get him from that to functioning normally.
How did you forgive yourself?
It has been difficult. Luckily, I was so oblivious, so numb that it took 6 years before I even made that connection. It was not until like I had pulled him out that I started thinking, that day, what was it that happened? And it was early, so we didn't have a lot of cases back then. My son was one of the last ones to get the batches with the actual mercury in them. I have felt incredibly guilty afterwards, but then I had my son back.
And that's the thing, Ninka. I am amazed because your son, for you to say, I'm going to take control. I'm going to change our diet. I am going to get down to the bottom of this, and I am going to fight. See, that's the part that really separates a lot of parents. You have the parents that they're so defeated. They're on the sideline and they're just looking at the situation. They're not doing anything. They're not advocating. They are absolutely traumatized. They're traumatized and they don't even have it in them to try to even navigate it. So as soon as you say, let's change their food, and as soon as you say, let's start working on our marriage a little more, and when let's start treating our depression and our suicidal thoughts and our mental anguish, when you say, let's start questioning and going back to God about our faith, this is the work you got to do, a lot of people shut down. That's where we lose them. That's when we lose our parents. And this is the thing, parents are little cute little kids. They're going to be men.
Yeah.
And society doesn't do well with disabilities, especially a grown 6'5". They don't have the patience for that. So parents, it is in your best interest to do what she's suggesting to do. We don't have the luxury of saying, I don't know what to do. Stop saying that.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. You know what to do. You just don't want to do it right now.
It seems like you are open to everything. From where you are standing, looking at my story, what do you think about that journey and that possibility? And would you be open to come in to see if we could do something to make life easier for him? Or are you at a point now where this is where we are at and we are accepting the assignment, Lord? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, my thoughts are, you're right. You're reading me right. I'm very open. I'm open. And that's crazy because there's a part of me that's like, I've been open and I've never gotten results. You know what I mean? And to hear your story is like, whoa, like she went and got him. That's incredible. Ninka made changes and he's talking. He lives independently and she had him. And that's wonderful. I want that. I want that. I'm no longer jealous. I went through that, but I'm also, again, it's well with my soul. I made peace with, it is what it is with Thomas. And I tell a lot of moms, my story is my story, my experience. In my story, I never get one mom said, I'm absolutely depressed because knowing that Thomas is 20 and he's still, performing at a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, and my son is 7, Shannon. This is what I got to look forward to. And I told her, I said, this is my journey, my story. Your child can be delivered. Your child can be talking. Your child, don't think that my story is that's what you're going to experience. Like, because I know moms that pulled their kids out of it. They went and made changes. They stopped with the food dyes. They stopped with all the messy food. They knew it was crap they were putting in their kids. And they knew their kids were responding because of that crap. Yeah. So we have to do the work. I absolutely believe that food can cause behaviors in Thomas. I'm very clear about, especially when he goes off to daycare or school, do not give him anything that I have not put in his backpack.
Good. You can see the difference.
Yeah. Don't you dare give my child cheese. Thomas doesn't do well with cheese.
No.
And the listeners are going, cheese? Oh my God, now you're doing too much. Well, I've seen how he responds. There's no cheese because he gets backed up, because he begins to bang his head, because his stomach gets tight.
Yeah.
So it's just, It's common sense. If you would just look at your child and realize I just gave him a candy bar and now he's up for 3 days.
Yeah.
Do you think the candy bar did it? Most likely, yeah. It's just observation.
Yeah.
And we have to just say, we'll do better. And that means planning better food.
Yes. And
Having those conversations with other parents saying, what did you do with your son? And then do it. Try it.
and they're so different. And I think that's the problem, is that every single child, God has a unique plan for the mom and the child.
Amen. Amen.
And every child is different.
Absolutely. And one size doesn't fit all. That's the part about the vaccine. I have people, they'll say, well, my son had it and it was great. And now what are you saying, Shannon? We shouldn't vaccine. So that means we're going to have a community walking around spreading diseases. And it's like, oh, stop it. Stop it. Instead of getting 5 shots that day that Thomas got those immunizations, maybe he could have just received 1. Maybe I could have spread it out. I'm not against vaccines, but I am saying some people respond differently.
Yeah.
Okay. Some people have peanut allergies.
Exactly.
They can't eat a peanut. It can even be a real peanuts. I can ground peanuts. So what am I going to say to that person that responds to peanuts? Oh, stop it. It's just in your head. It's crazy. And this whole, the propaganda of the pharmaceutical vaccine. No, there's too many parents that saw what happened after they received the shots. There's too many mamas. There's millions saying, no, my baby stopped. He stopped talking. He wouldn't respond to his name. I thought he was deaf. He started banging his head. He started attacking. And all of that took place after. So just own it.
I agree. Amen. Shannon, is there anything you want to say to moms who are out there, moms with children of any age, when you're looking back and you're observing all the tracks and all the pain that's made you who you are today?
Thank you, Ninka. I want moms to know you're amazing. You're amazing creatures. Your voice, your title alone. I'm his mother. I'm her mother. That alone gives you absolute power. And for the moms that think, oh, I'm not educated and I come from a poor family and I don't know how to speak and I don't know, stop it. You're his mother. You're her mother. So walk in that and go to God with that. I am the mother of Thomas and I am tired and I need you. That's what I would say to mothers. Keep the faith. Don't stop. Don't give in. Ignore what you see. Ignore all the drama around you. Stay in a mindset of everything will be okay. It is well with my soul. Stay in the moment. Don't start fearing the future. I don't know how I'm going to do this when he turns 20. He ain't 20 yet. He's 7.
Yeah.
Stop. You're going somewhere mentally that's not even real. So this mental mindset, let's keep it real. Yet stay in the moment because our Father in heaven is omnipresent.
Exactly.
He's in the present. That's where the power is. So
And the enemy is not omnipresent, but the thoughts in your head is the real spiritual warfare.
yeah. And it's very real.
It is.
I call that playing movie.
Yeah.
Good. Stop playing movie. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. Then this is going to happen. And that's going to happen. And we're going to get divorced anyway. And you're going to leave anyway. And then he's going to attack me while we're driving. So we ain't doing the road trip. We're not going to the family event because it's going to be too much for him. We make decisions on stuff that hasn't even happened.
Yeah, that's so true.
So parents, I'm urging you, stay in the present. Parents, I'm urging you to look at your children that you're caring for as a blessing and not a burden. They are not a burden. They are not evil. They are not here to make your life harder. They are here to teach us And I absolutely believe this behavior is unique. I believe that they are here to stretch us.
Yeah.
God is pulling out who we really are. Are you going to stay or are you going to go? Are you going to be an involved parent or are you going to be a deadbeat parent?
Yeah, that is so true. I've always felt that they are here to point out what is going on in this fallen world and to show us ahead of time what's going to happen to all of us if we don't wake up, you know.
Yeah. How did you find your faith?
I found my faith reluctantly. I was pulled out screaming and kicking. I was divorced from my son's father as well, just like you, because autism broke us completely. And I was living in an ungodly relationship and doing all kinds of new age spirituality. And one night I wake up and I feel this love and light in my heart. And I'm thinking, whoa, I'm downloading spirit.
How is that? I feel it.
I wake up the next day. I look at these gurus that I had invited on my podcast who were going to come and teach my community the next. And I see what God sees for the first time in my life.
Whoa.
I felt sick. I couldn't watch them. I had to unsubscribe. I called them and said, we're going to cancel. I don't know what's going on here, but something feels wrong. All I heard was read your Bible and be quiet. I've never read the Bible. So that's what I did. Coincidentally, all kinds of Christians came in, started praying for me. My assistant was a Christian, doing Bible study for 2 hours every single day for months. So then I left my relationship. I closed down that business. I deleted the podcasts. I lost everything, breast cancer, because God wanted me on my knees being completely dependent on him. I didn't know how to feed my kids. So
wow.
That's how Jesus came in and said, stop that.
Well, it's incredible. And I love how you said that, how he brought in Christians. And that's the part, that's the thing that parents need to know. Yes, you're going to start praying and your prayer is going to start off probably upset and angry. That's okay.
It's okay to wrestle with God. Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. Think about when Jacob wrestled. Okay. Think about how when Lazarus died and then his sister confronted God and said, if you were here, he wouldn't be dead. That was a confrontation.
Yeah.
She walked up to him and said, where have you been? She was mad. She was hurting. How could you let this happen?
Exactly.
So he can handle those conversations.
Yes.
Some parents, go in your closet, talk to him, because it's going to start off you hurting and being angry, but it's going to evolve into praise. It's going to start off real bumpy. It's going to be a conversation that he knows you want to have with him. Why didn't you heal my baby? Why didn't you? I believed in you. Why are you letting me go through this? I lost my family because of this. I lost friends because of this. I've lost work because of this. I've lost myself because of this. And I am trying. Where are you? And then you say, though you slay me, I will still trust you. I will trust you. Even though I'm lost, even though I'm like, where are you? Even though I am in this closet and it is dark in my life, and it's been very dark, Lord, for years. No one has come. And as you talk to him and you begin to say sacrifice of praise, meaning it's a sacrifice. It hurts me to do this. I don't want to do this. That's what a sacrifice is. So I don't want to pray you. I don't want to praise you right now because I'm really mad and I'm really hurting. But there's something in me that has to give you the praise. There's something in me that got to say, you still bad though. You still amazing.
I love that.
You're like, I know you hear me because I'm feeling emotional, God.
Yeah.
And I know you in this closet with me. And then you start praising. And I want to thank you for being with me. I want to thank you for not forgetting me. I want to thank you for the fact that I'm going to ignore my feelings. And then you're going to walk out of that closet better. You're going to say, this is what I need. I need rest, God. I need companionship. I need to know which way to go. I need to be heard. I need support. Help me. Help me. You said you're Jehovah Jireh, that you would fight for me. Fight for me. Don't forgive me. And he will do that. And you will come out of that closet stronger, roaring, a lioness, ready to go to battle again.
Yes.
You're going to leave your house. Then a woman's going to walk up and say, I like your dress, Shannon. And you're going to say, oh, this little thing, thank you. And then they're going to say, so what do you do? Oh, I'm a mom. Oh, Dad, how old is your kid? And then you're going to start talking. And then that mom's going to say, girl, that's what I do.
Yeah.
And God's going to make a connection. He's going to have people like Ninka reach out to you and say, I heard you. Come talk to me. He's going to put people in your path because of the fact that you confronted him. God is not going to comfort anything that we are not going to confront. I am here because of this.
Yeah.
He's God enough to handle it. God, respect the conversation. Be courageous. Go get it. I'm with you. What are you scared for?
Yeah.
So we gonna be bold in this. So parents, be bold as a lion. Open your mouth, get what you need, and keep it moving. And make sure the mom that comes after you, it's easier for her.
Yeah.
I got mamas coming in after me. Make it easy for her. And that's what you're doing, Ninka. That's what you're doing. You're sounding the alarm. You're making people go, wait a minute, whoa, there is a woman that's speaking about this. There is a woman that has really helped her family. There is a woman that has done the work. There is a woman with so much information. So this whole thing about IDK, I don't know what to do, you stop it. That's an insult to the generals that have put the work in. You stop saying you don't know what to do. Ninka has shown you what to do. Shannon has shown you what to do. Stop it. So let's get it done.
Yeah, let's get it done. What a comment to get us out into the battlefield. Thank you so much.
Let's do it. I'm here. I'm here. And thank you for showing us. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for listening. My family and I, we are elated. Texas, I was like, we're going to do a podcast with Meek. And we are going to get the word out. We are going to keep getting the word out.
Will you pray for the moms?
Yes, Jesus. Father, thank you so much, Lord, for this time. You said when two or more are gathered, that you are with them. You said that, and you are not man that you would lie. I absolutely believe you're in this conversation. And God, I ask you, Lord God, to bless Ninka. I ask you, Lord God, to encourage her, strengthen her, give her the support, the resources she needs to continue to do the work you called her to do. These are your people. These are your people. These are your daughters. Show up for them. Show up for them. And as you fight for them, Jehovah Jireh, we are going to be waving the banner, cheering you on, because you have the resources that we need. Thank you for hearing us. Thank you for launching us into our purpose. This pain has purpose. You're not taking us through this for nothing. So we give you the glory in Jesus' name as you strengthen us on this journey. Amen.
So if this episode stirred up something in you and you want to know more about how I helped my son so that he no longer has any of the symptoms that gave him the diagnosis, I've linked in the description below how to connect and how to get started. Whether you want to connect with Shannon or me, you can send me an email, contact@barefootautismwarriors.com, or connect with me via social media, or connect with T for Autism on social media. Learn from me or her to get your child to more safety, or turn every stone to address the symptoms before you get to the severity that she is facing. So check out the show notes wherever you're listening to or watching this podcast. Thank you for being here. If you haven't already, subscribe, share, and give us a rating. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care.